Good afternoon. Thank you so much for being here in person over live stream. I'm also recording it for my YouTube channel. My name is Dr. Eve Zahler. I'm a PhD in bioorganic chemistry, and I'm about 10 years, I'm 100% raw vegan. And I have a birthday today. It's my birthday. I'm turning 45, and we are going to make a cake, but we're also going to have crackers with salsa and guacamole. And this is already a cake that the kitchen made for me, and I thought it's so adorable. Isn't it so beautiful? I'm so happy. So, if you have your birthday, you may want to tell people to make you a cake like this, or you have to make your own cake to keep yourself healthy, right? So I always make my own cake, but this is something so easy, everyone can do that, except probably for me, because my food usually doesn't look that good. I'm not so good in decoration, but you don't need a lot of ingredients for this. Those are just fruits. It's made from watermelon, so 3 thick slices of watermelon, and just with the toothpick, picking the fruits in there. I've never made it like that pretty, to be honest. So I'm not so talented when it comes to design, or only with the computer maybe, but so it's really pretty, so everyone can do this. I'm gonna make a different cake. I'm using a lot of avocado, make it more creamy, like a creamy cake. I also have walnuts for the base, so it's gonna be high calorie, but sometimes it's fine. I mean, especially for me, I don't want to lose weight. I usually want to gain weight. And then I made some crackers yesterday night in the dehydrator. So I'm 100% raw, so mostly I'm eating a lot of fruit. That's where I get my carbohydrates from. And then I eat a lot of vegetables and nuts and seeds and seaweed or whatever is plant-based and raw. And I'm using sometimes the dehydrator, which is great. It's just, yeah, the dehydrator is a way to preserve your food and also to make food that tastes cooked, because when you cook food, then you pretty much remove the water, right? So if you bake something, you remove the water. And yeah, so this is a way to preserve food and to make delicious food. So I preserve food pretty much, and I make delicious food. So just with celery, so let's just start with that. So maybe, yeah, with the salsa. Let's start with the salsa and the guacamole, but the guacamole will be more like a German guacamole, because I didn't have cilantro in the kitchen. So it will be a German guacamole. It will be a remoulade. Maybe just 2. A remoulade with, you can use scallions, and instead of, so it will be, so for the guacamole you always have avocado, right? And you have lime juice or lemon juice. We can use lemon juice. And then you have herbs like cilantro. Right? I don't have cilantro, but I have dill. That's why I'm calling it the German guacamole or remoulade. I wanted to make that last time already. Last time I made the Italian guacamole instead of cilantro. I used basil, a lot of basil, so it was Italian flavor. I mean, you can call it differently as well. And I thought I'm just gonna call it guacamole. So I have to think about my tools as well, because I don't want to, at home I don't want to clean my tools all the time, and here I cannot clean the tools all the time. How is that going on? All right, so I have to think about what I'm gonna make is, so I'm making the guacamole, I'm making the I'm also gonna make the cake. I'm going to make the cake with a food processor, the guacamole and the salsa. So what I'm gonna do first is probably the cake. because I can't have any sweetness in my, well, I don't want to have any dill in my cake, right? And no scallions in my cake. So I'm gonna start with the cake. And at home, you just save cleaning time. You know, right now I can't even clean, so for the cake base, so let's start with the cake, sorry. I have to think what I'm gonna do first, and you have to think like this too at home. So for the cake base, I'm using walnuts. So that's a really popular cake base. Arabian popular cake base is nuts and dates. I have walnuts and I have really great dates, and those are very, very nice dates. The Medjool dates, they're almost out of season, so if you want some dates, then you have to order them now. So they're very soft. See how soft they are? That's just very beautiful. So if you want to get really high quality Medjool dates, order them online, preferably from a farm. In the store at Costco, well, they're kind of dry sometimes. Whole Foods has good ones, but not always. So I have the dates, and I have the walnuts. For the walnuts, usually you do not really soak the nuts for making a base for the cake, and so you usually use them dry. You can soak the nuts and dry them a little bit and dehydrate it. I didn't do that today, yesterday. I just soaked them in water. So I'm gonna pat them dry a little bit. So these are soaked overnight in water and washed and rinsed today. So I'm just gonna remove a little bit of the water so we don't have too soft cake. Yeah, but it helps if you, of course they're still going to be more wet, and I could also add some other ingredients that make it more dry. Like, so if you want to gel something, in normal vegan cooking, if you have a cooked or baked cake, they use a lot of agar, that's how you say it, right? Agar. The gelling agent, but you need to cook that to make it thick. This is psyllium husk. This will also thicken up things, and that's basically the whole of a plant of a seed. Just the whole is basically just fiber. It's basically just fiber. It's very good for digestion. Your physician might also prescribe that if you have constipation or diarrhea, both. So it is regulating your digestion. It's just basically fiber. Very, very good for you, actually. You just have to drink enough water if you do. Same for chia seeds. It has the same effect, but chia seeds are seeds, so they have the fat. They also have the nutrition, of course. I mean, they're good too, but if you want to just have low fat or just for your digestion, just fiber, use the psyllium. The chia seeds kind of make the same thing. They gel up and make it more dry. So if you didn't soak them in water before. I also like to soak them in water, but here to make the cake, I need something to make it more dry or thicker, so thickening. And for this, since I made them wet, I probably will use that. So I can grind up some chia seeds. And this will be a cake very high in omega-3 fatty acids, right? This is walnuts, high in omega-3 fatty acids, and chia seeds. So, yeah. People sometimes tell me, oh, on your birthday, you don't want to be so strict all the time, right? But I don't do this to be strict. I do this to feel good. And it's also very delicious. It's just more delicious. So why wouldn't I do the best for my body to feel good on my birthday, even, especially on my birthday? If you have any questions on the way, feel free to ask me anything, anytime. You can do this interactive.
Can you please tell me how many cups of walnuts you use?
Approximately 1 cup, but you can also use less or more. It really depends how thick you want to have the base, of course. So I'm not really super strict with recipes. So I do a little bit. That's why I never give you any recipes out, because this is basically every day is a new recipe. So I'll just give you the idea on how to make things and how to use the foods. But it's approximately, it is about a cup of walnuts that I use this time.
Thank you.
So I'm just gonna pat these a little bit dry, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Even if you don't pat them dry, it's just gonna taste a little bit different. Every day is a little bit different. And then I'm gonna add my dates. Also, again, I didn't plan on how many dates I'm gonna put in. This is also different. Dates are different sizes, and sometimes they're smaller, sometimes they're even less sweet. So I already pitted that one. Where did I put the pit? This is the pit. So always make sure you're keeping track of your pits. 2 Medjool dates, 3, 4, maybe 5. Yeah, why not 5? The base doesn't really. It really depends on you. Do you want a very sweet base or you want it less sweet? But I put 5. I have 5 seeds. Very important, because you don't ever want your coming a seed in there. So it happens only once in your lifetime, and then you will make sure it's never happened again. Okay, so we have this, and then to make it a little bit more thick or dry, I'm gonna use the chia seeds for that. And in order to use them, I will pulverize them in my high-speed blender. And this works if you have the high-speed blender. It was a little bit moist today, so it needs to be dry for that. And then you can powderize anything. You can also make celery salt. You know, you dry the celery and then you powder it. You can make your own turmeric powder. You dry the turmeric, the fresh root, and then you powder it in your high-speed blender. But it needs to be dry. So it was a little bit wet, but it should work. So I have chia seeds here. Just going to add 2 tablespoons. I mean, this is not a proper measurement. But again, it doesn't really have to be so perfect. And then I'll pulverize this. You can also add pulverize more chia seeds and use it up, keep it in the fridge. If you want to sprinkle something like they do here, they just pulverize it, but they keep it in the fridge for maybe maximum a week. Because once you pulverize it, you want to use it quick or keep it refrigerated, because the omega-3 fatty acids, there are unsaturated fatty acids, and they always get rancid. I mean, they like to get rancid with oxygen exposure. Especially that's why it's so important to not cook with oils, because when you heat up the oils and with oxygen, they are oxidizing. And then once you have oxidized fats, first of all, those are not good for your body. And then once you have oxidized fats, they also can turn into trans fats. So, and those are really bad for your body. Yeah, trans fats are just useless for your body, and fat is really very difficult to get rid of from your cells. Everything in the body is water soluble, so fats just are sticky and they mix with your own fats, and it's hard to get rid of toxins that are fat soluble. They just accumulate in your tissue.
The chia is to thicken it up. The chia is to thicken it?
Oh, once you pulverize it?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, so I pulverized this here. So it's nice and pulvery. I'm going to show you. So we got some residue in the blender, but it's okay. Yeah, you fat they actually have. Every nuts and seeds, they all have approximately 50% of fat, 40 to 50. Pine nuts even have a little bit more. Once you pulverize them, you can really see that they actually do have fat. Chia seeds don't really seem to have more fat, but they do. That's quite a lot, so yeah, I will just add yeah, we can add everything, it's fine. It was just 2 tablespoons of the seeds. I'm gonna drink some water with the cake. But with everything which is more gourmet, this is what you call a little bit gourmet raw vegan food. So it has more fat, it has more dryness to it. You don't want to eat that much of it. So that's why it's good to have this cake. This is a really, really healthy cake. This one will a little bit be heavy. So if you have this and this together, this will be a really good combination because you won't eat so much of the heavy cake. So I mean, it's healthy, but it's just so much. The food processor is a very old one. Like I say, every day, every time I'm here, I'm letting you know, oh, it's really good. That's getting it. Any food processor can do that. Okay, so we really have a nice base. Although I soaked the walnuts, so they are a little bit more wet. But since I put the chia seeds, they just soak up all the wetness, so it's really helpful. Of course, I soaked the walnuts, but I didn't soak the chia seeds. Okay, I need a cake dish, so you're gonna just use a regular cake dish. Believe me, it's probably much easier to work in your kitchen than in here. And we have our cake base. So now if I make the other foods in my food processor, this will not be, we won't be bothered by a little bit of traces of the cake base. But I definitely would have been bothered with traces of dill in my cake. Yeah. And then I just pat it. Hello. You could also use flax seeds, but flax seeds sometimes have a more fishy flavor. Or, as I said, the psyllium seeds also. Or you don't really, you just have it a little bit softer. You would have a softer base, or you will not soak the walnuts in water before. Or you could also soak the walnuts in water and then dry them in your dehydrator. So there's options always. So that's the cake base, it's pretty firm. And then we do have our, the cream will be a key lime cream made out of avocado, dates, and lime juice, and some water. I need also some water. To make it thick, I will use psyllium husk. And we do have some chia seeds in here too, but that's also, it's just traces, so it will be fine. But for the psyllium husk, they are whole husks. So I can put some in here maybe to show you. For people that never seen psyllium husk, I can also just give it around if you like. So they are looking. Can you give it to me? If you haven't seen the psyllium husk, so they're pretty much the whole husk are just like little leaves. And if I would use, I could use that just straight for thickening my cream, but it will look a little bit grainy. So to avoid that, I will also pulverize the psyllium husk. You can also get the pulverized psyllium husk in the store already, but I do like to use, I do like to buy whole psyllium husk and everything whole, so I can actually see what's in there. You know, if it's like contaminated with stones or something. You know, I like to. That's a personal preference. So for the cake and to make the cake thick, I like to use powder. So probably I use like 4 tablespoons maybe, or 3.5 to 4 tablespoons. And we are also going to pulverize it. Make the cream in here, but I won't just add the ingredients to the psyllium husk powder, because the psyllium husk powder goes last every time. So psyllium husk, just like the chia seeds as well, here it wasn't such a problem because I used the food processor. For the blender, anything that's thickening comes last. That's really important, otherwise you will have problems to blend. Still have some chia seed, but that's okay. So now we have this pulverized. We're definitely going to eat just a little piece of the cake and drink some water with it. Usually on the raw diet, you eat just so much water. Everything has 80% water. But this is the pulverized psyllium. It's a little bit dark, so I guess there's different kinds of psyllium husk qualities. So in my home, I have like a lighter one though. This also could darken your cream a little bit if you want to make sure that the cream stays really bright. But also the dates will discolor it a little bit, but that's how it is. You know, in the industries, they always use additives to make it more brighter, to make it more beautiful. The reality is the food isn't really that perfect, because if you cut it, it will oxidize, it's brown, you know, so the color might, if you mix it up, it will change color, or just can't be so picky about things, you know? You gotta change your perspective. And if it doesn't taste good, then at least it's healthy, so don't complain. So I'm gonna add my avocados. Huh?
Recipe?
No, I don't have any recipes. No, you don't like it. I'm sorry. But I do have a YouTube channel, it will be on my YouTube channel. Yeah. So I'm gonna add my avocado now for the cream. And I'm using, here again, how many avocados am I gonna use? Depends on how thick I'm gonna make the cream.
You're not on the TV, by the way.
What?
It's
I'm not.
It's not showing upstairs.
Oh, that's bad. how do I do this?
I can get dill.
9. I did already press it. Oh, now it's streaming?
Oh, now it is.
Wait, let me
It's
just.
working now. I can run up and tell.
0, 9. It says. It is red, so I'm not sure what that means.
Maybe now it is.
I think it's good.
Well, I'm sorry about this. This is always like a. I mean, I can only do so much.
Right.
Press the button, and then I
can
gotta
run.
have someone tell me. But thank you for
Sure.
telling me now.
Yeah, you can let them know. It's,
Yeah, they
trouble.
should actually check it every time because I can't check it on the TV. So, but anyway, if someone is watching it now and you can see it, you can always see the lecture on my YouTube a day or two after. We are going to make a birthday cake. We already have one. I'm gonna make a birthday cake and chips with salsa and German guacamole. German flavored guacamole. So I have 3 avocados. 3 avocados should be pretty fine. 3 or 4 you could use. It's a lot of avocados. But yeah, don't use anything brown from the avocado. It just doesn't taste good. Then I'm going to add dates. Dates are really great. I mean, who has white sugar still at home? I mean, I do have sugar at home for making a natural ant trap if I have ants. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. I am actually
Making it.
getting rid of my ants sometimes at home, but I don't want to live with ants. So I do have sugar at home for the ants
funny.
to mix it with borax. Anyway, but who has white sugar for cooking? I mean, if there's dates, right? So 1, 2, 3.
Not everybody necessarily knows how highly nutritious dates are.
Mm-hmm.
Thing.
Oh,
6,
is that good?
9 dates. That's quite a lot. 9. Or 8. You do 8 or 9. For 3 avocados. Maybe 8 is fine. I mean, you can make it really sweet, but it will also darken the color a little bit. And then we have limes. Lime juice. A lot of things here on the table. These are very hard. You could also use lemon, so it's fine too. And you want it pretty sour to get the. So you have the avocado taste, of course, and will go away with lime. So, but we do have to taste test it actually, because every lime is always different. So they have more or less acidity. So right now I have 1, 2, 3 limes. And some limes are also dry, so really have to taste test. Same with the dates, so I can't really give you an accurate recipe ever. So I always recommend you taste test. Also, I don't have your taste, right? Some people like it more sweet, some people like it more tart, so. You can't go wrong a lot with this kind of food if you get high quality foods. All right, so now we do need some water. Probably like, we can start with less, like a cup. We just have to be able to blend it, and then we're good with the water, because we don't want to add too much water. The water really is just for, yeah, being able to blend it. If you have a temper, this will help as well. So the water, you need to be able to blend it really well. So it needs to be able to blend, otherwise you will have bits in there. So you want it really nice and smooth. But just be careful with the water. And again, I use, maybe I start with half a cup and then I add just a little bit here and then. I also can't tell you like exactly how much water I'm going to put in all the time. It depends on the avocado, how dry it was, how dry the dates were, so. A little bit more water. Yeah, this food is not perfect. Just like the package that you just use, and it's always the same. But as I said, the industry adds a lot of additives in every kind of food. Even if you don't see the additives on the ingredient list, they are still allowed to add a little bit. Like for orange juice, they're allowed to add a little bit of ingredients, additives to make it always taste the same. Because people don't, or have the same color and all this. So. Because people don't want it different. They always want to have it the same. Yeah, you really want this. So the blender is really blending it by itself. So you have it really nice and creamy. Look how nice and creamy this is. It's just with the avocados. Avocado is such a great. And now I'm going to taste test it already to see if we have enough acidity, sweetness. Well, it's pretty good. It is actually really tasty. For me, you may want to add some more dates or lime. Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, you could probably add some more dates or lime, but I think it's pretty good. You know what we're gonna do? I'm gonna add a little bit more lime. So lime really gives a nice flavor for the key lime part. Just gonna add one more lime, maybe just break. But we have blended it nicely and smooth. So we are ready for our thickening agent. For our psyllium. So I'm gonna get ready. So I'm putting the psyllium in and then I blend it right away. And this probably will take, you could also skip the psyllium, put this on the cake, and freeze it for a little bit to make it more thick. Or you could also just have it a little bit more sloppy. It's really up to you. I'm just telling you, this is what you use if you want it more thick. So like probably need, just use 3 tablespoons, or I mean those are little tiny tablespoons actually. Maybe more like 2 or 2.5. Okay, and then you blend it. Otherwise, it's very hard to blend. So I'm struggling here. But yeah, I think we're pretty good. You don't want any lumps or anything. That's very good. Hopefully. Okay, so done with this. Yeah, it can be a little bit exhausting, but you don't have birthday every day, you know. You can do it. And then, as I said, you can also do it simpler. Just make a pudding. So it really tastes good to have avocado and dates together and lime juice. It's just, I think it tastes great. Oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot some berries for this cake. See? I'm really so bad at decorating. That's what I already said. It's gonna be not looking good. So if you had some berries, you could chop up some raspberries and put them on top of the cake. I really forgot, huh?
Maybe some of those.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna chop this cake up and put it on my cake. Yeah. It will.
Go get some berries for you in the back.
That's all right. See, but it's really thick actually, and it will. If you add, put this in the fridge, it will actually thicken even more. It doesn't have that nice color. The psyllium was a little bit dark. Then the dates will also darken a little bit. So it takes away from the bright color of the avocado. But you know, that's just how it is. The natural food that's healthy for you is definitely not perfect. At home I have a really nice thin spatula. It's much better to get into this here.
How did the psyllium husk change the flavor?
Oh, the flavor, that's a really good question. It doesn't really change the flavor much. Sometimes it takes away a little bit of the sweetness. So, yeah. But it shouldn't take the flavor away much. You shouldn't taste it. Well, it's really, really, I mean, I'm gonna get this out later because it's just so good. Let me try it. Yeah, it tastes, well, you could put could add a little bit more sweetness to it. What we could do instead of the berries, we could also add dates to it, so it makes it more sweet. So I was thinking if you chop up some red berries like raspberries or strawberries, and you just put it on top. You can also chop it up with dates. Or you can just use the dates. Yeah, we just improvise here. I was thinking about the berries, but they would be prettier. Yeah.
Have you ever used date sugar, or do you consider that too processed?
It depends. I mean, it should be fine. But dates, I mean, they kind of, yeah, there's dates that dry more for sure. So I never used it because I just like the dates as they are.
I've seen it for sale before and wondered about it.
It might be too processed. It might be that they use heat to dry the dates.
Yeah, I think it's just the ingredients are only dates, but as opposed to whatever else in your coffee or tea.
Yeah, so there's dry dates as well. So probably they will just use those dates and pulverize them. So that should be good. Definitely better than regular sugar, that's for sure. Yeah, I will. It's kind of sticky. I don't think I can really. Yeah, you can also easily do a date syrup with dates in the blender with water. I'm not going to use the blender now because I will, but I'm using a little bit of water to make the dates a little bit more workable. But you can use your blender for sure and make a date syrup and put it on top. But now I already used the blender for. Should have done it before I do the cream. But I thought I have my berries. But you know, sometimes you didn't find berries in the store and you want to still make your cake a little bit more prettier or more sweeter. You know, it can happen you add the psyllium and then all of a sudden, I should have added another date. It's not sweet enough. So this will make it more sweeter if you add it on top of this. And those are really nice soft dates, so you can even just munch them up here in a bowl even. And add some a little bit of water. Yeah, instead of maple syrup, I don't use any maple syrup either. I think this is just much more delicious. And it comes with a fiber. Alright. So now I have my date syrup. Yeah, this is what I would have done with the berries. Just chop them up, munch them up a little bit with a fork. I wouldn't blend the berries because then it might get too liquid. I mean, what should go wrong if I use delicious dates and delicious avocado? But again, you can tell I'm not a professional chef. I can't make food really pretty, but that's just not my priority. My priority is tasty food. Yeah, that's my cake. This looks prettier. But yeah, you get the idea, and I'm sure you can do that then better at home. You know, that's just an idea. Maybe you like it, maybe not. If you don't like it, no, don't worry. I'll eat it. This will probably last for 3 days at least. I always keep everything like for 3 days. And now we still have some time for our chips. So what I did with, oh, I need to get this out actually. Or you know what? We can also make it different. We just use the food processor for everything. But what I did with the chips, so I do have chips, and I used celery, just celery. Because one girl I know she's a raw vegan, and she has a beautiful healing story. She had, I don't really remember what she had, but they had to take out so many organs. She doesn't even have a stomach, so her name is Sky Raw, yeah. And she said, oh, my favorite pizza dough is made of just celery and then dried. And I thought, I'm gonna try it. It didn't work out, so it didn't work out for me. But it became like the tastiest cracker actually. So I thought we were gonna make a pizza dough, but then, so the dehydrator, dehydrator is basically just a box that has a little bit of warmth and a fan, and then it dries your food. And you have trays like this, so there's different kinds of dehydrators, but the best ones have trays like this. So she said just the celery, blend it in the blender, and then put it on a dehydrator sheet, and it will make a really nice pizza dough. But it turned out like this, and I thought, oh, that's not really great. But it just made the nicest cracker. Look how crispy this is. It doesn't look pretty. Again, so my food is pretty. But it was so salty and flavorful. And I was like, well, this is still good. This is still good. I'm going to do it again as a chips and guacamole. So I used celery in the blender, just this. So it was just that. Maybe I'm not showing you because I can't really use the blender right now because of the guacamole. I'm going to only use the food processor. At home, I did the same cracker with putting my celery in the food processor. And it turned out well. It turned out pretty good as well. So this is another option you can do. So, but I'm running out of time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the salsa and the guacamole. And then you have the crackers. And what I also suggest is if you make dried crackers like this, also use crackers that are fresh. Because again, you don't want to just eat dried foods. So you can use carrots. This knife is not good for this. Carrot crackers. Because you just don't want to rely on, this is great, you know, instead of chips that you buy in the store, potato chips with oil, and especially the chip with oil, even if they have little oil, it was, it was made with high heat, and the oil will be always rancid, so it oxidizes. So you can have carrot chips, or I have a jicama here too. Do you know the jicama? You have this here as cubes in the cold bar.
So what's wrong with the dehydrated chips that you already made with the celery? Just
What's wrong with it?
Too salty or what?
Oh, what's wrong with it? Well, there's nothing wrong with it, but on a healthy diet, you should also focus on the water. You will try them, yes, but if you eat the whole chips, I mean, this was like 3 bunches of celery, or 2 bunches at least.
Are they a little crispy?
Yeah, they are crispy.
Oh, I'm looking forward to trying it.
Yeah, but those are, you're not going to eat 3 bunches of celery
Sure.
in one sitting, right? So, but here, it's very easy to eat 3 bunches of celery. You could easily eat this bag.
The only healthy salt.
No, it's not the point. It is dried. You will not eat that much celery in one sitting, but here you can. So this will all expand in your stomach, and it doesn't have water. So you need the water to be able to digest this. So that's why I'm giving this warning. This is just if you have cravings and you miss your potato chips or your salty chips or something crispy, yes, you can have it, But you also should have something like this. You should have a fresh jicama, you should have fresh carrot, or fresh something, cucumbers, a big salad. You eat the salad first, you eat this first, and then you snack a little bit on that. So your body gets full, you still have that feeling, the memory of crispy chips. But you have to be careful with this. You have to control yourself. This is not a replacement of a meal. Same with the cake. So because it just has so many dried ingredients in there, you need to drink water with it. I mean, it's probably safer to eat the potato chips, but. So this jicama, I just peel it. I like to use the knife for peeling it because the potato peeler is a little bit difficult. And this is like really great chips, you know. And if you don't want to make these celery chips, you can always make just the fresh chips. So that's just an idea. For the guacamole, okay, let's just do it really quick. Oh no, it's not a guacamole. It's like a remoulade.
So you're saying you can dehydrate potatoes, make real potato chips?
Not really. They're too starchy. This is a little bit brown. I don't know if I can use anything of this. I'm dehydrating around 150. Usually I put the dehydrator setting a little bit higher, like 120 maximum maybe. So the food won't be 120 if you put it on 120. So, but you also want to make sure there's enough temperature so the food doesn't spoil. So I usually use the setting 120, but the food usually is below 115. Every time you want to heat up something, you have to have a higher external temperature than, the internal temperature of the food won't be that, like the external temperature. Okay, this is unfortunate avocado. I put out a lot. Well, you have a lot of avocado here, so, but I'm not gonna do this every day. But to stretch it a little bit, that's also what I do sometimes, is you're adding, especially for the remoulade, I make it more sour, because remoulade, the German version of guacamole, of course they're using eggs like mayonnaise. And have you ever had remoulade? It's a mayonnaise flavor with the dill and scallions, or maybe garlic. I'm not sure. It has dill for sure. This. Maybe a little more. Yeah, it has a lot of acidity.
Did you just put celery in there?
I did not, but I wanted to.
Oh, what was the thing that you just?
Dill. So I have
dill.
Avocado. I kind of have 1.5 avocado, but I wanted to take 2. Still have a few more, but it's quite. You can stretch your guacamole with a little bit of celery. Don't take that much, so maybe you just use 1. You still want to keep it creamy, but you will have more volume and reduce the fat content or concentration of your food. Then I have dill and I have scallions, and I will add the acidity. guess I should have just make the cake. I made too much today, but okay.
How many lemons? 1 or 2?
I'm using a lot, so I'm at 2 right now. Yeah, I'll keep it sour. It's a remoulade. It's more like a little more acidic. But again, you can use less. It really depends on your taste. Sometimes, especially for remoulade, like German flavored guacamole with dill, sometimes I use apple cider vinegar, and that makes it really like remoulade. Yeah. Well, hopefully we can mix this up here. Yeah, with this food processor, and I don't have a lot of volume here, so usually with my food processor it will be really creamy. Oh. I might mess this up here. But you can't be mad at me because it's my birthday. It might have worked. Okay, so I do have my remoulade here. Delicious. And if you are eating cooked food, this would go well with a potato. I would probably assume so. But I don't like potatoes anymore, so I'm not going to do it. I also like to eat it with a cauliflower salad, rice cauliflower.
Why you don't like potatoes?
Huh?
Why you don't like potatoes?
Because they're cooked.
Oh.
I mean, I loved them in the past for sure, but I don't. Right now, I don't really like the texture anymore. It's just, I don't know, it's just me. But if you do like potatoes, I'm just saying this probably will go well. I mean, dill and potatoes, just a really good combination, right?
Great combination.
Great combination, right? And then something creamy instead of the sour cream that they do on potato. This is nicely German flavored. I'm still going to use this. We have some residue here again, but it doesn't really matter. I'm still going to do my salsa. In a few minutes. Oh, I'm very long. Very late. Okay, so I have really nice, beautiful tomatoes. So if you use nice ingredients, there's nothing that can go wrong. You have a question?
No.
Oh, okay. So I'm using a beautiful tomato. Sorry for going with the time this time.
But it's your birthday.
Huh?
But it's your birthday.
I know, right? So you can't be mad at me. I'm mad at myself. I mean, why do I do this? I don't want to work that much.
Other people go over too.
Huh?
Other chefs go over too.
Oh, really? Okay, that's good to know.
Everyone.
Everyone? Oh, that's good
Very
to know.
often it happens. Yeah.
Oh, that's good to know. Okay, bell pepper is good for making salsa, not too liquid. We are also going to chop it up, not using the blender because, well, you could if you like it liquid, to be honest. And then basil, I have basil in here. Of course, I'm always like to go crazy with herbs. I don't see a reason to not use a lot of herbs. And a little bit of lime maybe. So very simple salsa. You can add garlic as well if you like garlic. Any kind of herbs really. This food processor. I have a better one at home, so you might have a better home as well.
What brand do you like of food processor?
I have a no-name brand. It's just called a food chopper, and you get it on Amazon, like or anywhere. It has a motor on top. It's a glass bowl. It's called a food chopper. It just costs like $30 or $40. I'm probably sure I have made a lot of these kind of salsas, but it's just so simple. Not really chopped well, but okay. I don't have time for this. What a mess here. Okay. So we have our 2 cakes. We have our crackers. Wait, are the other crackers? So yeah, it is not a good pizza dough because it just falls apart. Definitely, I thought it's a great cracker. Usually I make my crackers with carrots and chia seeds and blend it all together. But I like this one actually better than. And then of course you can add flavors to it. You can add spices, tomato maybe, or any spice as well. This can go somewhere. Okay. Not a lot of room. I'm going to taste test this for you now. So everyone knows how that tastes. Of course I didn't get any. So difficult to not be messy here. So don't look at my mess. Okay, let's start with the cake maybe. I should have a how do you say that? The one
Cake cutter.
cake
Spatula.
like a spatula, like a cake.
Do you want us to go out?
Kuchenheber. What's Kuchenheber in English? I don't know. Like a cake lifter.
Okay, yeah.
You say that? I have to make small pieces, I guess, here. So if you have a cake lifter at home, then it's definitely gonna get out really much better. That's always the hard part. If you let it chill in the fridge, yes, it will also thicken up a little bit more. And let me try the cake. So it does look actually nice. I mean, it holds together. Yeah, I do love my cake. Doesn't really look that pretty, but I love it.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, raw vegan cake is not the best. Maybe you want the cream a little bit higher, the crust a little bit thinner. It's just personal preference. I do taste the chia seeds a lot. Maybe you want to skip the chia seeds. Oh, I do. They're all right. Let me try this first, and then you can get your own. Yeah, it could be a little bit sweeter. Maybe the crust could be a little bit thinner. So look how crispy this is. I mean, it doesn't really look really super nice, but it's just, you know, for being just celery. You hear the crunch? Oh, and this does taste like remoulade. It's so German. This tastes so German. Like German remoulade, but they use mayonnaise and then add dill and herbs. Tastes really good. What I want to say, the crackers, since those are natural foods, they will attract moisture. So when you dry them, you want to put them in a Ziploc right away, so they will keep crisp. But they're still crispy. So we were here for 1 hour and they're still crispy. Anyway, thank you so much for listening. Thank you for sharing my birthday with me. If you're not water fasting, you can get a little bowl. I already used all my bowls here. I got so messy, I don't know what happened. You can get a bowl and silverware and then try it. Thank you. And I'm getting hungry. But I also encourage you to use these crackers as well. Because I can only eat so much. Sorry. It's all about the salsa and the flavors of the sauces, the dressings. You know, the cracker is not that important. Oh yeah, that tastes really German.
Thank you.
So yeah, so for one tray, I was gonna say for one tray I use about this much of celery. So one bunch of celery for one tray. But that's pretty much what I did. If you need more help with blending the celery, just add a little bit of water. Oh yeah, this
Great presentation.
Thank you. Should I help you with the cake?
I think
Okay, or you can use it yourself.
Oh, I see.
You can come back as well. I'm gonna eat this.
We're trying to do portion control.
No, not really. I never really do. Of course, just make sure you get a little bit, and then come back if you want more. And
And all your recipes are on that easy Robert? Oh,
you're okay. You want it?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll give this to you, the chips.
That might be easier.
Yeah, so
Even your last time you were here?
no, those are not on any. Those are, I mean, this recipe is pretty much from school, right? There's that you can get more when you come back.
Thank you.
And also take these if you want. I mean, you never get this, so you want just that one. So, and this basically, this basically is just celery. You want this much?
Sure, that'd be great.
You can come back, and then you can eat everything. I mean, I want to just a little bit for the fridge, maybe.
Thanks
For the what?
education.
For the fridge. Yeah, you're welcome.
So did you say, so you said basically that you haven't put up any recipes, right? Did you say that? That you just kind of do it and then without a recipe follow?
Yeah, usually.
Right? Thank you.
I don't really have. I don't know what's in the kitchen sometimes, and then I forget things here, like the berries. I forgot. Are you eating the cake or the what are you eating? The chips,
This is really good. My mom has one of these. I'm gonna definitely create this.
right?
These are really, really good.
I mean, they don't really look like great, but I thought, wow, it's not
really
a
good.
pizza dough, but it is a nice cracker.
And it's like it's salty, right? It has that saltiness, right? And that crunch.
Yeah.
And you also do it, you also do it with carrots and chia.
The
You
salt
say?
is really good.
Yes, carrots and chia. Yeah.
What if you did it with
I'm
no chia? Would it still work?
Yeah.
They come back from work. Let's all eat first. Okay. You know you want the cake.
Yeah.
Or maybe you come back with another thing for another one.
Dr. Eve, could you dehydrate the carrots without chia?
I tried. Sometimes some vegetables get a little bit chewy. The carrots. I mean, I was surprised that the celery didn't turn out so crispy. And then also depends on the kind of celery. Depends on the.
How many kinds of celery are there? I didn't even realize there were kinds of celery. Wow. You said it depends on the kind of.
Oh yeah, well the celery has different kinds of flavors. Sometimes it's more stringy.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So the quality of celery will also determine the exact taste of this. But I mean, I did the celery at home with my celery, and it was pretty good. Oh, very good to take these as well.
And the raw jicama is really good too as a chip. The raw jicama.
Yeah, right?
never had that
I mean, it's
before,
all
yeah.
about the
It's really
dressing.
good. Yeah.
It's really all about the dressing.
Well, and I use the produce, right? If you have a good produce, you can't really mess this
Yes,
up.
yes, you cannot really mess it up. That's not always what I'm thinking. And I keep it simple. I mean, how much simpler can it get than this here?
That is simple.
Yeah, it is so simple. I was expecting a pizza dough, like she told me. But you know, I get something different now.
Yeah.
You get always something that you didn't expect it, but maybe you don't get a cake, but you get more a pudding.
May I have more of the salsa? It's okay.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, now everyone got a taste, and now you can eat this.
These are wonderful. Both of them.
How do you like the cake?
I haven't tried it yet.
I think the cake is good too.
I'm working my way through the vegetables.
The vegetables are
More balanced out with the berries?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's very good.
Yeah, it was wonderful. The salsa and the guac is like
Oh my
really,
goodness.
really, and the dill
Yeah.
makes it really rich.
Oh, yeah.
The dill really makes that Yeah.
My German guacamole.
Yeah, it tastes really good.
And that's on your YouTube?
It will be. I will
be.
put this
Okay.
on my YouTube.
Okay, great.
Well, hopefully the live stream. Oh, this reminds me so of remoulade.
Really good, I like it. I like it this way, but I think also a little color.
Yeah. Yeah. See, that's my problem. I'm never gonna make pretty food.
No, it is good.
And then, do you taste the celery and the guacamole? I mean the remoulade? Me, not so much. I put celery in there.
Celery.
In the in
Oh.
this. Yeah, I chopped it up. It's pretty. It gets very smooth if you use the food processor when you make the soup.
I love this salsa. It's so
I know, so good.
So refreshing.
Yeah, and it's so easy. For the salsa, I have to just use tomato, bell pepper, basil, and a little bit of lime juice.
Yeah, it's so
If
wonderful.
you want to add some other spices, chili, onion, garlic, it's up to you. You know, other herbs, but it's basically just tomatoes and
You use like only two tomatoes, right, for the salsa?
just one bell pepper, I think.
One tomato.
Yeah.
It was a big tomato.
It was a really big heirloom, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm gonna enjoy this cake. I already know how to taste.
Cake was delicious.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
I
I
think
mean,
the,
all their sweetness. Probably the base I would have put a little bit thinner, maybe less chia seeds. Chia seeds kind of.
the date paste and berries, I think, would be great.
Yeah, berries. I was gonna put berries on the top to make it more pretty. Yeah, but you get the idea. You know, you make your own cake. I'm not a professional chef. I never really have recipes. It's just different kind of style.
Well, you wouldn't know it.
Oh, okay. Well, it's a different style, and it's more how to use different ingredients to get some kind of product
A
or
lot of
put it
professional
together.
chefs use pinches of this, pinches of that, and don't necessarily have a finite measure of everything that they do.
Oh yeah. Because I mean, as I say, the natural foods are never perfect, like the packages that you buy. So they're always different. They're always different. All right. I'm gonna. Well, from the live stream, hopefully it's working. And if you want to come down and try, there's still some left. And yeah. So I'm gonna say.
Do you have any recommendations for the key lime pie with avocado if you want to reduce the fat load? Would there be any kind of filler that would be healthy that you would add in replace? Not really.
For the cream, you want to
Yeah.
use avocado? Just
Maybe cut the avocado with something else.
well, you could make a thinner avocado cream, and then maybe in the middle you could add maybe slices of mango or slices of other fruits,
Right, right.
or yeah, something.
You could add more of the celery.
Oh no, that's for the cake. We're gonna put the celery in the cake.
Oh, for the cake, yeah.
A white bean puree wouldn't work.
A what?
White bean puree.
What?
You know, some people use white beans.
White beans for the cake? No, I'm not using white beans because I don't cook.
Well, I didn't know whether, if you're gonna be adding all the dates and whatnot, if you can sweeten it up.
White beans? Yeah, I don't use white beans. I don't.
Right,
I don't
and
cook.
she just mentioned to try and make it less calorie dense.
Yeah, well then, no, I don't know.
You're right, no, it's very
never
calorie
use-
dense, but it's very, very nutritious at the same time.
Yeah, but that is what's really important. You're not going to start with the cake. You're not going to start with the crackers. You're not going to start with the remoulade or the German guacamole. You start with a big salad with a lot of fiber. That is your main meal. You make sure you eat this first. You might eat a little bit of that. You can't just start with the heavy stuff.
Yeah.
You know, you have to fill yourself first with the bulky fibers, salads, because that's the main diet that I have. This is just because I was raised on a standard diet and I like cakes. I loved always the cream pies. I'm not craving them all the time, but sometimes I just want to eat a cake. But I make sure I eat enough salads, of course, and fruits, and not so much dried stuff. So
You're strictly raw?
yes, that's the whole. Yeah.
That's what I use.
But less dry.
Those celery chips are fantastic.
I know.
They're great because the fiber seems to net them together. And, you know, because I've made raw chia seed crackers before, or chips, but they kind of break apart. They're not as firm. But these are interesting. They kind of net.
They kind of break
together.
apart too, but they are crispy.
So, and then in order to make the chips, you essentially just pulverized or just blended the celery and then added a little bit of water, or don't add water.
The water is just for making the blending easier.
Okay.
I didn't show you. I wanted to show you. And if you put it on your dehydrated sheet, it looks really messy. The water comes out. It looks horrible.
Yeah.
But you just dry it. Don't look at it. And it comes out like I showed you. Not pretty, but really crispy.
How thick? How thick should you make the? Okay. So
It's
don't
really
don't
liquid.
put water. Don't put extra water in there when you're making it. You kind of have to.
Sometimes you have to. Maybe it helps if you chop it really fine and then put it in your food processor blender.
Yeah.
You don't need the water, but sometimes you need a little bit of water for blending, maybe to make it easier. Doesn't matter because you're gonna dehydrate it. Then you pour it on. It will be very liquid, and then you just shake it off a little bit
Yeah.
and put it in the dehydrator.
For how many hours?
You could even make it a little bit thicker. I mean, those are pretty.
Yeah.
Overnight. You don't even have to flip them; they will dry. Another way is to use the food processor, and it will be more more fibrous.
Thicker, yeah.
More coarse fibers. It's still a nice cracker, but
Yeah.
it's kind of a little more softer, not as crispy. Yeah, but it's just celery.
So the celery is just celery and water, that's it?
Yes.
Just celery. If you
Yeah.
don't need water for blending, don't add water. But sometimes I need water, a little bit of water for making the blending. Yeah, the crackers is only celery and dry.
Wow.
Yeah.
So if you don't like messy,
If you don't like messy, yeah, don't make so much at once.
could you pulverize the celery and then put it in a cheesecloth to get some of the water out before you put it in after dehydrating?
Put it again.
You know, a cheesecloth, you could put the celery in the cheesecloth so a lot of the water would get out.
Yeah, but a lot of the flavor would get out too. You could technically juice the celery and then, but that's not gonna work. It's not working because there's some ingredients in the juice that makes it flavorful and also crispy. Careful with my camera. All right, I'm gonna say goodbye to everyone and the live stream as well. Sorry, I